Hi everyone, this is Charmander, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the best infantry rally pairs available in this game for the purpose of doing sieges on enemy towers, structures, to help you win events such as Island Raid, Archipelago Raid, Genesis War, or Pompeii. As a disclaimer, the information you're going to get from this video is coming from a player that plays in the Fearless Warzone. I do have friends that play in Elite or Apex Warzone, and they have provided me with some information as well. So I will take that into consideration when I am providing you information on which infantry rally pairs are good to use. Before I jump in and mention all the different great infantry rally pairs, I just want to mention also who is bad to use. So definitely, if you are playing this game and you are doing infantry rally, the hero that you should definitely not be using for infantry rally is this guy, Miyamoto. He is a field hero. He is not meant for garrison. He is not meant for rally. He is for field. He is one of the best in the field, especially if you get him with the skin. But this guy is not for rallying. Please do not use him for rally. It is embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing your alliance. It makes your alliance look like noobs. Do not use him for rallying. Please get a proper Stella rally player in your team. If you can't get a Stella rally player, please get a range or rider rally player. Okay, just don't use this guy for rallying. So let's jump in with the S tier infantry rally pair. And this is mostly relevant for the purpose of rallying in Island Raid as well as in Genesis War. It's also good in Archipelago Raid. So this pair is going to be a combination of Stella and Eddie together. Both heroes is a match made in heaven because their skills are synergistically good together. For example, if you transcend Stella's first skill, she's going to get 32% increase in counter damage while rallying. Stella's third skill, when transcended, also provides counter damage by 26.5%. And when you awaken Stella's transcended skill, you get an additional 32% increase in counter damage. Now, if you add that with Eddie's third skill, called Brash Hunter, you get 44% increase in counter damage. So if you add this all up together, you get a sickening total of 134.5% increase in counter damage, which is the perfect counter for rallying Chasey specifically. So this is an S tier pair specifically to defeat Chasey. Now, if you also take into consideration Eddie's second skill, where if the remaining squad size is less than 30%, increase counter damage by 15%, you actually get a grand total of 149.5%. So as you can see, this two pairs is really good for the purpose of doing counter damage specifically. Going back to Stella again, if you look at Stella's skill damage, she deals 14,750 skill damage, and if you stack that with Eddie's skill damage of 11,300, you get a decent total of 26,050, which is not bad. If you look at Stella's third skill, when transcended, it increases infantry squad HP by 30%. And if you combine that with Eddie, who has a fourth skill that increases infantry squad HP by 30% as well, you get a nice healthy total of 60% increase in infantry squad HP, making them very tanky as a result. Eddie's first skill also provides a shield factor of 2,500, which stacks nicely with Stella's first skill that has a shield factor of 1,250. Stella's Awakened skill also provides a shield factor of 2,100 after clearing the existing war wheel. So the total potential for shield factor is going to be around 5,850, although you're most likely just to see that 3,350 shield factor, as the one that comes from Stella's Transcended Awakened skill could take some time to occur. Also, if you look at Eddie's fifth skill, which is a new skill called Ravenous Ambition, when the shield is broken or disappears, reduces the HP of up to 3 nearby squads by 20% for 2 seconds. This can also stack with Eddie's fourth skill, where during a siege, basic attacks have a 20% chance to reduce the enemy squad HP by 25% for 2 seconds. This effect can be triggered at most once every 6 seconds. So if you stack this together, you get a grand total of about 45% reduction in HP for your opponent, which is really good. So as you can see, this is an amazing S tier infantry rally pair available in this game. It is still one of the best pairs in the game. Whether it's the best or not for the purpose of infantry rally is left to be debated, but at this time, it is definitely still one of the best and definitely is S tier. Then the next one is going to be very interesting, and this is specifically, in my opinion, for events where there is multi-rally being used, and that's a combination of actually Stella and Claude together. Now, I'm not going to look over Stella's skill because we already covered a lot of that, but I'm just going to highlight some of the skills that Claude brings to the table and why this is a good infantry rally, specifically actually for Archipelago Raid, where there's a triple rally happening, or also potentially good for Genesis War when you are doing double rallies with your alliance for that third ring. So if you look at his first skill called Blossoming Life, he will increase the damage of up to your 5 squads, so that could potentially include the 2 other rallies rallies rallying the tower in Archipelago Raid. So that really makes the entire triple rally a lot stronger. Claude also provides 15% in damage reduction, and in my opinion, damage reduction is the most important attribute in this game, and he will be able to do that to 5 squads, so potentially he can also provide that for the 2 other rallies in the triple rally, as well as any other players that's trying to swarm the tower. Lingering Miasma also reduces the HP of 5 enemies by up to 30%, so again, this is an awesome debuff for the garrison that you are trying to rally. And if you awaken him, that debuff goes up to 35%, which makes it even stronger. And if you awaken Claude as well, you can also reduce the rage recovery of that garrison by 20%. So as you can see, this is an amazing hero to pair up with Stella for the purpose of doing infantry rally, especially in events like Archipelago Raid. It's also good for Island Raid or Genesis War if you're trying to swarm the tower or a defensive station or a science hub, because he will also buff all those heroes that is within the field, up to 5 of them in total. Ideally, your team will have several players that also has Claude, and you guys can buff each other's squads as well as debuff the enemy at the same time. Next, we're gonna go with another interesting combination, which is going to be Stella and Bodala together. So the biggest highlight here is Bodala provides that 10,800 shield factor, but when you awaken him, it actually jumps up to 12,500, which is really good. Bodala's second skill increases infantry squad HP by 11%, which stacks nicely with Stella's third skill that increases infantry squad HP by 30%, providing you with a decent total of 41% increase in infantry squad HP. Stella's second skill also increases infantry squad attack by 42%, as well as her super weapon that increases infantry squad attack by 21%. And this stacks nicely with Bodala's fourth skill that increases infantry squad attack by 34%, for a grand total of 97% increase in infantry squad attack, which is really, really good if you think about it. Bodala also provides a 6.5% damage reduction when shield is active, making this a very tanky pair, allowing you to survive for a much longer time. Not to mention, when he does a counter attack, he can remove 9 rage from the enemy, which is a decent debuff. So basically with this pairing, because Bodala is not a strong damage dealer, although because he does deal true damage, which ignores the enemy defense, then you can deal a decent damage to the enemy, but a lot of it will also come from Stella's counter damage. So this is a decent pair for sure, and if you don't have Eddie Awaken, you can use Stella and Bodala together, and this would be secondary to the Stella and Eddie combination. Now the last pair I'm going to talk about, which I'm just going to quickly cover the highlights, is going to be a combination of Ryaro and Riven, or Bodala and Riven. So they're going to have similar perks here, and this is specifically for the purpose of Archipelago Raid. You're doing a triple rally, you need to have an infantry tank rally just to absorb the damage, while the 2 other rallies deal the damage to the tower that doing a triple rally on. This is a good pair for that specific purpose. I've seen this in action before. It's really, really good, and it actually makes you a very selfless player to be that tank rally to absorb the hit for your team. So basically, if you think about it, Ryaro provides that 9,600 shield, and if you combine it with Riven's 30% shield bonus from her 4th skill, then you actually get a total of 12,480 shield bonus. Same goes for Bodala, where if you take his shield of 12,500 and add in the 30% shield bonus from Riven, then you get a total of 16,480 shield, which is really good for absorbing damage when you are going to be that tank rally. If you go to Riven, when she does a counter attack, there's a 20% chance to grant a shield to oneself for 3 seconds with a shield factor of 1,700. Plus, her Awaken skill also provides a shield factor of 2,000 when taking skill damage. Granted, it's only a 50% chance, but it's still pretty good. So in total, if you combine it with Riven's shield factor, she herself can grant a total of 3,700 shield factor. So if you combine it with Rygaro's 9,600 shield factor with Riven's potential 3,700 shield factor, you get a grand total of 13,300 shield factor. Now, if you combine it with Riven's 4th skill that adds shield bonus of 30%, you actually get a grand total of 17,290 shield factor, making this a super tanky pair that absorbs damage dealt by the garrison. Really good. Now, if you do Bodala and Riven together, Bodala with his 12,500 shield factor combined with Riven's potential of 3,700 shield factor, and you're going to get a grand total of 16,200 shield factor. Add that with Riven's 4th skill that gives 30% shield bonus, and you get a total shield of a disgusting 21,000 plus shield factor, making this an absolutely tanky rally combination for those triple rallies. I would say for this combination, Brygaro and Riven together would be the B tier, while Bodala and Riven together would be closer to B+. Brygaro and Riven together would be cheaper because you can get Brygaro from the police station, but Bodala and Riven wouldn't be too expensive either, as you can get Bodala from the Lucky Roulette. This is good for also for teams that can't afford to transcend Stella, then you can just use this pair and it would be better than using Miyamoto for sure. So that's about it for are some of the best infantry rally combinations available in this game right now that I would definitely recommend to infantry players that is serving the purpose of rallying on behalf of their alliance. If you have any other suggestions or recommendations that you've seen to be effective, do feel free to leave a comment on other infantry pairs that you've seen work. That's pretty good. And it's definitely good to have a discussion around that, especially when there's logic behind your suggestion. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.